Belief is not merely a fleeting thought or wishful thinking, it is the creative force that shapes your entire reality. The world around you is a mirror reflecting back what you hold true in your mind. Every experience, every encounter, is the direct result of the beliefs you carry within. This is the art of believing, to harness the infinite power within you and consciously mold your reality according to the desires of your heart. Belief shapes reality in ways that are often invisible yet profoundly impactful. At every moment, whether consciously or unconsciously, the beliefs we hold are shaping our lives, directing the course of events, and determining what is possible for us. The world we experience is nothing more than a reflection of what we believe to be true. It molds itself to match the convictions we carry deep within us, revealing that belief is the cornerstone of our existence. Everything you see, touch, or experience first exists in the realm of thought and belief. You might think that reality is something external, something solid and separate from your inner world, but the truth is, reality is constantly being influenced by the beliefs you hold. It is fluid, adaptable, and responsive to your internal state. When you believe something to be true, whether it's positive or negative, you set in motion forces that shape your environment and experiences to reflect that belief. Beliefs are powerful because they operate at a level deeper than mere thoughts. A belief is more than just a fleeting idea that passes through your mind. It is a deep-seated conviction that feels real to you. When you believe in something, you give it power. You align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with that belief, and the universe responds by rearranging circumstances to mirror it. If you believe in your ability to succeed, you will notice opportunities, resources, and people aligning in your favor. If you believe that you are unworthy or incapable, the world will reflect that back to you in the form of challenges, failures, or missed chances. This is why understanding the nature of belief is so critical. It doesn't matter whether a belief is true or false in an objective sense. What matters is that you believe it to be true. Your reality is not shaped by the external facts of the world, but by the lens through which you view those facts. If you hold the belief that the world is a hostile and difficult place, you will find yourself in circumstances that confirm this belief, not because the world is inherently that way, but because you are perceiving and interacting with it through the filter of that belief. In contrast, if you believe that life is full of opportunity and abundance, you will find that this becomes your experience. Belief also operates on an emotional level. The stronger and more deeply felt a belief is, the more power it has to influence reality. It's not enough to simply say, "I believe I can achieve my goals," if deep down you carry doubt or fear. The true measure of belief is how you feel about it. When you hold a belief that resonates with your emotions, when you truly feel the certainty of it, it becomes an unstoppable force. The emotion behind the belief acts as a magnet, drawing to you the circumstances and experiences that align with it. One of the most striking examples of how belief shapes reality can be seen in people who succeed against all odds. These individuals may not have the most resources, the best connections, or even the clearest path forward, but they possess an unshakable belief in their ability to succeed. This belief overrides the external challenges they face. Instead of being discouraged by setbacks, they see them as temporary obstacles. Their belief fuels their persistence, their creativity, and their willingness to take risks. And as a result, their reality begins to bend to match their inner conviction. Success, which may have seemed impossible at first, becomes inevitable because their belief has shaped the path they walk. The same principle applies in reverse. Many people hold limiting beliefs that keep them trapped in cycles of mediocrity or failure. These beliefs may have been formed early in life through conditioning, experiences, or the influence of others. But regardless of where they come from, as long as you hold these limiting beliefs, they will continue to shape your reality. If you believe that you are not deserving of love, you will find yourself in relationships that reflect this belief, experiencing rejection or unfulfillment. If you believe that financial success is difficult or unattainable, you will unconsciously sabotage opportunities for wealth, or fail to recognize them when they appear. The beauty of belief, however, is that it can be changed. You are not bound by the beliefs you currently hold. Just as you created your current reality through your beliefs, you can create a new one by changing them. When you begin to consciously choose beliefs that align with the reality you wish to experience, the world will begin to reflect those new beliefs back to you. This is not an instant process, but it is a guaranteed one. The more you reinforce a belief, the more real it becomes, and the more your reality shifts to mirror it. Belief is the most powerful tool you possess in shaping your life. When you understand this, you realize that you are never a victim of circumstance. The external world is only a reflection of what you hold inside. By mastering your beliefs, you gain the ability to master your reality, and with that comes limitless potential. Imagination is the birthplace of all creation. It is the seed from which every idea, every invention, and every reality springs forth. At its core, imagination is the creative power within you, the tool by which you mold and shape your reality. Everything that exists in your life today, everything you experience or interact with, first existed in someone's imagination. It is the initial spark that ignites the flame of manifestation, for nothing can be created unless it is first imagined. Imagination has no boundaries, no limits. It operates in a realm beyond the constraints of time, space, or logic. While the physical world is governed by rules and limitations, the world of imagination is infinite, unrestricted by what is seen or understood. In this space, you can envision possibilities far beyond your current circumstances. You can create new realities, form new identities, and see yourself achieving what might seem impossible to the rational mind. It is in the imagination that your desires first take root, and it is from this internal vision that belief begins to grow. Everything you desire, every goal you wish to achieve, must first be vividly imagined before it can manifest in the material world. The clearer and more detailed the image in your mind, the more powerful it becomes. When you imagine something with intensity and conviction, you are planting the seed of that reality in the fertile ground of your subconscious. This seed, once planted, begins to grow, influencing your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and ultimately attracting the people, circumstances, and opportunities needed to bring it to life. Imagination is the creative force that allows you to step beyond the limitations of your current reality. If you only ever focus on what is, you remain confined by the conditions and circumstances of the present moment. But through imagination, you can transcend what currently exists and enter a realm of infinite potential. You can see yourself living in the future you desire, experiencing the fulfillment of your dreams as if it has already happened. This act of imagining the desired outcome with clarity and emotional intensity is the first step toward its realization. The mind doesn't distinguish between what is imagined and what is real. When you immerse yourself in an imagined scenario, your body and emotions respond as if it were happening in the present moment. This is why imagination is so powerful. It allows you to rehearse your future reality, to feel the emotions of success, happiness, or abundance before it physically manifests. By regularly engaging in this practice, you begin to shift your internal state, aligning yourself with the frequency of the reality you wish to create. As you do this, the external world begins to rearrange itself to match the inner vision you hold. Imagination is not only the starting point for manifesting specific desires, but also for shaping your overall self-concept. How you see yourself in your imagination determines how you show up in the world. If you constantly imagine yourself as successful, confident, and capable, this image becomes deeply embedded in your subconscious, influencing your behavior and interactions. On the other hand, if you see yourself as limited, unworthy, or unsuccessful, this too will be reflected in your actions and experiences. Imagination gives you the power to redefine yourself and reshape your life. The key to harnessing the power of imagination lies in focusing on the desired outcome rather than on the obstacles. Often people get caught up in thinking about why something can't happen or focusing on the challenges they face. But imagination is not concerned with problems or limitations. It is concerned with creation. When you allow yourself to imagine freely, without the interference of doubt or fear, you open up a space for new possibilities to emerge. You allow the mind to explore solutions and ideas that might not have been apparent before. The process of imagining also serves as a form of mental rehearsal. When you repeatedly imagine yourself achieving a goal or experiencing a desired outcome, you are essentially training your mind to recognize and accept this reality. Over time, this mental rehearsal becomes so familiar that it feels natural, and the mind begins to expect this outcome. This expectation then influences your behavior, guiding you to take actions that align with the vision you've imagined. Imagination is the seed, but like any seed, it requires nurturing to grow. You must return to the vision regularly, reinforcing it with emotion and focus. The more you engage with your imagination, the stronger the image becomes, and the more power it has to shape your reality. You must protect this seed from the weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity that may attempt to take root in your mind. Guard your imagination carefully, for it is the source of all that you wish to create. In the end, everything begins with imagination.it is the first step in the creative process, the foundation upon which belief and manifestation are built. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are always using your imagination, either to create the life you desire or to reinforce the limitations you experience. The choice is yours. When you understand that imagination is the seed of creation, you realize that you hold the power to shape your reality in any way you choose. All you need to do is plant the seed, nurture it with belief, and allow it to grow into the life you envision. Faith transcends logic, serving as a guiding force that moves beyond the limitations of reason and intellectual understanding. While logic relies on the evidence of the senses and the analysis of what is known, faith operates in a realm that is not bound by these constraints. It is the ability to believe in something that may not yet be visible, to trust in outcomes that seem uncertain or impossible by logical standards. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be, a force that empowers you to navigate the unknown with certainty and conviction. Logic, by its very nature, seeks to understand and explain the world in terms of cause and effect, tangible facts, and predictable outcomes. It is rooted in what is observable and measurable, drawing conclusions based on past experiences and known patterns. While logic has its place in decision-making and problem-solving, it is inherently limited. Logic can only take you so far, as it is constrained by what has already been experienced or proven. It does not account for the infinite possibilities that exist beyond the present moment, nor does it consider the unseen forces at work behind the scenes of life. Faith, on the other hand, operates on a completely different level. It is not bound by the evidence of the senses or the limitations of the intellect. Faith allows you to see beyond what is in front of you, to believe in possibilities that logic might dismiss as improbable or unrealistic. Faith requires trust in something greater than the mind's capacity to understand, a trust in the unseen, the unknown, and the potential that exists beyond current circumstances.it is the unwavering conviction that, despite appearances, things are working in your favor. When you rely solely on logic, you may find yourself confined by doubt, fear, or skepticism. Logic tends to focus on the obstacles, on why something may not work or how it hasn't worked in the past. It often clings to the safety of what is known, hesitant to venture into the uncertain waters of possibility. But faith is different. Faith moves forward even when the path is unclear, even when the mind cannot comprehend how things will unfold. Faith is the inner knowing that, despite the lack of logical evidence, success is certain. It is an act of inner assurance that defies the rational mind. Faith also carries an emotional power that logic lacks. While logic is often cold and detached, faith is infused with passion, hope, and enthusiasm. Faith engages the heart, aligning your emotions with your vision, and giving you the strength to persevere, even when external circumstances seem unfavorable. It is this emotional energy that propels you forward, creating a momentum that draws your desires into reality. When you have faith, you are no longer limited by what is logical or reasonable. You are tapping into the deeper forces of creation that operate beyond the visible realm. The true power of faith lies in its ability to transform your perception of reality. When you operate from a place of faith, you begin to see the world differently. Instead of focusing on obstacles, you focus on possibilities. Instead of being discouraged by challenges, you see them as opportunities for growth. This shift in perception creates a ripple effect, influencing your thoughts, emotions, and actions. As you continue to hold faith in your desired outcome, the external world begins to rearrange itself to match your internal state of belief. Faith requires a level of surrender that logic cannot provide. Logic demands answers, explanations, and certainties, but faith asks you to let go of the need to control or understand every step of the process. It asks you to trust that there are forces at work beyond your immediate awareness, forces that are guiding you toward your desired outcome, even if the path is not clear. This surrender does not mean passivity or inaction, rather. It means releasing the mental resistance that comes from overanalyzing, overthinking, and trying to force outcomes through sheer willpower. When you rely on faith, you are aligning yourself with the flow of life rather than resisting it. You are trusting that things will unfold in their own time and in their own way, often in ways that the logical mind could never predict or plan. This trust allows you to remain calm and centered in the face of uncertainty, knowing that the outcome is already secured. Faith, in this sense, is not about blind belief, but about a deep inner knowing that transcends the need for proof or validation. Many of the greatest achievements in history have been fueled by faith rather than logic. Visionaries, inventors, and pioneers often faced overwhelming doubt and criticism from those who could only see through the lens of logic. Yet these individuals trusted in their vision, even when there was no logical reason to do so. They believed in something greater than what was immediately visible, and it was this faith that enabled them to achieve what others deemed impossible. Faith overcomes the limitations of logic because it taps into a deeper truth that the world is not as fixed or rigid as it seems. The unseen forces of imagination, belief, and intention are constantly shaping reality, and faith is the key to harnessing these forces. When you place faith above logic, you open yourself up to a realm of infinite potential, where miracles are possible and the extraordinary becomes reality. Faith allows you to transcend the ordinary and step into a life that is shaped by your highest vision, not by the limitations of the mind. The power of assumption is one of the most profound and transformative forces in shaping reality. Assumption is not just a passive belief, it is active, conscious acceptance of a reality you choose to experience. It is the inner act of accepting something as true, regardless of whether it is visible or tangible in the external world. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you begin to align yourself with that reality, drawing it closer and making it a part of your lived experience. Assumption is the key to unlocking the life you desire because it works at the level of your subconscious mind, which is the true driver of your behavior and the ultimate creator of your reality. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It takes whatever you assume to be true and works tirelessly to make it your external experience. When you assume something with conviction, you are effectively planting the seed of that reality in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Over time, this seed grows and manifests in the physical world, often in ways that seem effortless and natural. The power of assumption is grounded in the understanding that you are constantly creating your reality through your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. What you assume to be true about yourself, others, and the world shapes your experience. If you assume that life is difficult and full of obstacles, your subconscious will work to confirm that belief, and you will encounter challenges and setbacks. On the other hand, if you assume that life is abundant and full of opportunities, your subconscious will bring those opportunities to you, aligning circumstances and events to match your inner belief. Assumption requires a shift in focus from what currently is to what you desire to be. It demands that you suspend disbelief and accept as true what may not yet be visible. This can be challenging for many, as the mind is often conditioned to rely on the evidence of the senses, to trust only what can be seen, touched, or proven. However, the power of assumption lies in its ability to transcend the limitations of the senses. It is an internal process that shapes the external world, not the other way around. When you assume something to be true, you are not merely wishing or hoping for it to happen. You are stepping into the reality of that assumption as if it were already fulfilled. This requires you to feel the emotions associated with the fulfilled desire and to think and act as though it were already a part of your life. The more vividly and consistently you can hold this assumption, the more quickly and powerfully it will manifest in your reality. This is because your thoughts, feelings, and actions are all vibrating at the frequency of the desired outcome, and the universe responds to this alignment by bringing it into form. The power of assumption is often underestimated because it seems too simple or too easy. Yet, it is precisely this simplicity that makes it so effective. You are always assuming something, whether you are aware of it or not. Every belief, every expectation, every thought you hold is an assumption that is creating your life. The key is to become conscious of your assumptions and to deliberately choose those that serve your highest good. Instead of assuming the worst or allowing doubt to dictate your reality, you can consciously assume the best, trusting that your inner belief will be reflected in your outer world. Assumption also plays a critical role in how you see yourself. Your self-concept, or the way you perceive yourself, is built on the assumptions you hold about who you are and what you are capable of. If you assume that you are unworthy, incapable, or destined to fail, these assumptions will manifest as experiences of failure, lack, or struggle. But if you assume that you are worthy, powerful, and destined for success, your life will begin to reflect those assumptions. Your self-concept shapes every aspect of your life, from your relationships to your career, finances, and health. By consciously assuming a higher version of yourself, you can begin to transform your reality from the inside out. The power of assumption extends to your interactions with others as well. How you assume others will treat you, how you assume they perceive you, all influence your relationships. If you assume that people are untrustworthy or that they don't respect you, you will attract situations that confirm those assumptions. However, if you assume that others value you, respect you, and treat you with kindness, those assumptions will be reflected in your interactions. This is because your assumptions influence your energy, and that energy is felt by those around you. People unconsciously respond to the energy you project, which is shaped by your inner beliefs. To harness the power of assumption, you must first become aware of the assumptions you are currently holding. Many of these assumptions operate beneath the surface, ingrained through years of conditioning and experience. Once you identify them, you can begin to consciously shift them to align with the reality you wish to create. This requires persistence and practice, as the mind will often revert to old patterns of thinking. But with time and repetition, new assumptions can take root, and the external world will begin to reflect the new inner reality you have created. Assumption is a quiet yet potent force. It works subtly, often without fanfare, but its effects are profound. By mastering the power of assumption, you can transform your life in ways that may seem miraculous to others. You are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances or limited by what appears to be possible. Instead, you become the deliberate creator of your reality, shaping your world through the power of your inner belief. Belief is not a one-time event or a fleeting moment of conviction. It is a consistent practice that requires daily attention and nurturing. To truly harness the power of belief, you must cultivate it with intention, allowing it to become an integral part of your consciousness. Belief is like a muscle that grows stronger the more you use it. Just as physical strength requires regular exercise, belief demands persistent focus and reinforcement. The more you engage with your belief, the more it solidifies within your mind, and the more it shapes your reality. Practicing belief involves more than simply saying you believe. It is about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the certainty that what you desire is already true. This alignment doesn't happen overnight. In fact, it often requires time to override the old patterns of doubt and disbelief that have been ingrained over the years. Belief, as a practice, calls for patience and perseverance. You must be willing to continue believing, even when the evidence of your senses contradicts your desired outcome. It is in these moments of challenge that your belief is truly tested and strengthened. One of the most important aspects of practicing belief is understanding that belief is a choice. Every day you are presented with opportunities to choose belief or doubt. The mind is naturally inclined to fall back on familiar thought patterns, which often include fear, worry, or skepticism. These patterns are comfortable because they are known, even if they don't serve your highest goals. To practice belief, you must consciously choose to step out of these familiar mental habits and embrace a new way of thinking. This choice is not always easy, but it is essential for cultivating a belief that is powerful enough to transform your life. Consistency is key in the practice of belief. You cannot dip in and out of belief and expect it to yield lasting results. Just as a plant needs consistent watering to grow, belief requires consistent attention to flourish. This means regularly reminding yourself of your desired outcome, visualizing it, and feeling as though it is already a reality. It also means catching yourself when doubt or fear arises and consciously shifting your focus back to belief. The more consistently you practice, the more natural belief becomes, until it is no longer something you have to consciously think about. It becomes a part of who you are. In practicing belief, it is important to remember that belief is not passive. It is an active, living force that requires engagement and participation. You must be willing to act in alignment with your belief, even if the steps you are taking seem small or insignificant. These actions, no matter how minor, reinforce your belief by demonstrating to your subconscious mind that you trust in your desired outcome. When you act as though what you desire is already on its way, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive it. This creates a feedback loop. Your belief fuels your actions, and your actions strengthen your belief. A crucial element of practicing belief is the emotional component. Belief is not just a mental exercise, it is deeply intertwined with your emotions. To practice belief effectively, you must cultivate the emotions that align with your desired outcome. If you are trying to manifest success, for example, it is not enough to intellectually believe in your success. You must also feel the emotions associated with that success. This could be feelings of joy, fulfillment, or gratitude. By consistently generating these emotions, you create a powerful energetic alignment that draws your desires toward you. There will inevitably be moments when your belief is challenged. You may encounter setbacks, delays, or external circumstances that seem to contradict your desired outcome. In these moments, the practice of belief becomes even more important. It is easy to believe when everything is going smoothly, but true belief is tested in the face of adversity. When challenges arise, they offer you an opportunity to deepen your practice. Instead of allowing doubt to take over, you can choose to reaffirm your belief, trusting that the temporary obstacles are simply part of the process. These challenges are not signs that your belief is misplaced. Rather, they are opportunities for growth, allowing you to strengthen your conviction. Part of practicing belief is also practicing patience. Belief does not always yield immediate results, and sometimes the timing of your desired outcome may be different from what you expect. This is where many people falter, allowing impatience to erode their belief. However, if you can practice belief with patience, trusting that everything is unfolding in the perfect way and at the perfect time, you will remain aligned with your desired outcome, even if it takes longer to manifest. Patience is not passive waiting. It is an active state of trust and faith that what you desire is on its way, even if it has not yet appeared. Another key aspect of practicing belief is protecting your belief from external influences. The world around you is filled with opinions, judgments, and beliefs that may not align with your own. If you are not careful, these external voices can weaken your belief and cause you to question your desires. Practicing belief means creating boundaries around your belief, not allowing the doubts or negativity of others to sway you. This doesn't mean you have to cut yourself off from others, but it does mean being selective about what influences you allow into your mind. Surround yourself with people, environments, and information that support and reinforce your belief. The practice of belief is a lifelong journey. It is not something that you achieve once and then forget about it. It is something that you continue to nurture and develop over time. With each day, each thought, and each action, you are either strengthening or weakening your belief. By committing to the consistent practice of belief, You become the architect of your own reality, shaping your life through the power of your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Overcoming doubt is an essential part of manifesting the life you desire. Doubt, more than any external circumstance, is often the greatest obstacle between you and the realization of your goals. It arises from uncertainty, fear, and the tendency to rely too heavily on the evidence of the physical world, rather than trusting the unseen power of belief. Doubt weakens the energy you put forth, dilutes your intentions, and creates barriers between your inner vision and its external manifestation. To create a life aligned with your desires, you must learn to not only manage doubt, but overcome it entirely. Doubt often originates from deeply ingrained thought patterns and past experiences. These doubts can manifest as limiting beliefs that whisper thoughts like, "I'm not good enough, this is too hard," or "it's never going to happen for me." These are just stories the mind has accepted as truth based on past experiences or conditioning. But just as doubt can be learned, it can also be unlearned. Overcoming doubt begins with recognizing that it is not a fact, but a habit of thought. It is simply a temporary state of mind that can be transformed through conscious effort and focused belief. The first step in overcoming doubt is awareness. Most of the time, doubt creeps in unnoticed, affecting your thoughts and actions in subtle ways. You might find yourself procrastinating, second-guessing your decisions, or feeling stuck in a loop of inaction. These are all signs that doubt is at play. Once you become aware of doubt's presence, you can begin to confront it head-on. Acknowledge its existence, but do not allow it to take root. Doubt only has power over you when you give it your attention and energy. When you notice doubt creeping in, consciously shift your focus back to belief and possibility. One of the most effective ways to overcome doubt is by cultivating a deep sense of inner certainty. This certainty comes from trusting in the unseen, knowing that the universe is always working in your favor, even when things don't seem to be going your way. Certainty is not something that can be built overnight. It requires practice and faith. To build certainty, it's important to consistently reaffirm your belief in your desired outcome, even when external circumstances appear to contradict it. This means staying focused on your inner vision. Despite what is happening around you, the external world may shift, but your inner knowing must remain steadfast. Doubt often tries to present itself as logical, rational thought. It might convince you that certain things are impossible, or that you need to see proof before you can believe in your desired outcome. But overcoming doubt requires you to transcend logic and embrace faith. Logic is limited by the known, while faith opens the door to the unknown and the limitless possibilities that exist beyond your current reality. When doubt tells you that something can't happen, faith whispers that everything is possible. By choosing faith over doubt, you shift your focus from limitation to potential. Another powerful tool for overcoming doubt is the practice of visualization. When doubt clouds your mind, it can be helpful to reconnect with the image of your desired outcome. Visualization is more than just imagining something in your mind. It is about fully immersing yourself in the feeling of having already achieved what you desire. When you consistently visualize your desired outcome with clarity and emotion, it becomes more real to you on a subconscious level. This emotional connection helps to dispel doubt, because it reinforces the reality of your vision in your mind, making it feel more possible and attainable. Overcoming doubt also requires persistence. Doubt often resurfaces when things don't go as planned, or when obstacles arise along the path to your goal. It's easy to fall into the trap of doubt when you encounter challenges, but these challenges are not signs that your belief is misplaced. They are simply part of the process of growth and transformation. In these moments, persistence is key. You must continue to believe in your desired outcome, even when it seems far away. The more you persist in the face of doubt, the stronger your belief becomes and the weaker doubts hold on you. It's also important to surround yourself with positivity and support when overcoming doubt. Doubt feeds on negativity and fear, so it's essential to create an environment that nurtures belief and possibility. This might mean limiting your exposure to negative news, avoiding conversations that reinforce fear or scarcity, and seeking out people who uplift and encourage you. When you surround yourself with positivity, it becomes easier to maintain a strong belief in your desired outcome. The energy of belief is contagious, and being around others who believe in their own potential can help you overcome your own doubts. Affirmations are another powerful tool for overcoming doubt. By consistently repeating positive affirmations, you can reprogram your subconscious mind to align with belief rather than doubt. Affirmations like "I trust in the process of life, I am capable of achieving anything I desire," or "My success is inevitable," help to shift your focus away from doubt and reinforce your inner belief. The more you repeat these affirmations, the more they become ingrained in your subconscious, gradually replacing the old patterns of doubt with new patterns of confidence and certainty. Overcoming doubt is not about never experiencing it again. Doubt may still arise from time to time, especially when you are pushing yourself to achieve something new or stepping into unfamiliar territory. But the goal is to no longer be controlled by doubt. When doubt arises, you acknowledge it, but you do not let it derail your progress. Instead, you use it as an opportunity to strengthen your belief, to reaffirm your vision, and to take another step toward your desired outcome. Each time you overcome doubt, you build resilience and fortify your belief, making it easier to stay aligned with your goals. Overcoming doubt is about reclaiming your power. Doubt is only as strong as the energy you give it. When you choose to believe in your potential, despite the presence of doubt, you take back control of your life and your destiny. You are no longer at the mercy of fear, uncertainty, or external circumstances. Instead, you become the deliberate creator of your reality, shaping your life through the power of belief, persistence, and faith. By consistently overcoming doubt, you align yourself with the truth that anything is possible when you believe in it deeply and act as if it is already yours. Living from the end is a powerful concept that fundamentally shifts how you interact with your desires and the world around you. It requires a deep understanding that the reality you wish to create already exists, and your role is to assume the state of having already achieved it. When you live from the end, you no longer operate from a place of wanting or hoping, but from the certainty that your desired outcome is inevitable. This mindset goes beyond merely thinking about what you want. It involves embodying the feeling of already having what you desire, as though it is already manifested in your life. The essence of living from the end is that you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality of your fulfilled desire. It requires a mental and emotional shift from "I want this" to "I already have this." When you approach life from the perspective of having already received what you desire, you carry a different energy, a calm confidence, a sense of peace, and an unwavering faith in the outcome. This alignment with the end result creates a powerful resonance between your inner state and the external world, drawing your desire toward you with greater ease and speed. Living from the end is not just about visualizing the outcome, but immersing yourself fully in the experience of it. This means you must actively engage with the feelings associated with your desired reality. If your goal is to achieve a certain level of success, don't just imagine the material rewards of that success. Feel the pride, joy, and satisfaction that come with it. If your desire is a loving relationship, don't focus solely on the partner. Instead, feel the love, security, and happiness that would accompany that relationship. The more vividly and consistently you can embody these emotions, the more real your desired outcome becomes in your mind, and by extension in your physical reality. A crucial aspect of living from the end is maintaining faith in the outcome, even when circumstances seem to contradict it. This practice requires you to detach from the current external conditions and place your trust in the unseen forces at work. You must resist the temptation to question the process or let doubt creep in when you don't immediately see evidence of your desire manifesting. Remember, the external world is often slow to catch up to the internal shift you've made, but that doesn't mean your manifestation isn't on its way. By continuing to live from the end, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, regardless of what is happening in the present moment. This practice also involves a level of surrender, allowing the details of how and when your desire will manifest to unfold naturally. Living from the end does not mean trying to control every step of the process or forcing things to happen on your timeline. It is about trusting that once you have assumed the state of your fulfilled desire, the universe will orchestrate the events, people, and circumstances necessary to bring it into reality. Your only job is to maintain the feeling of already having what you want and to act in alignment with that state. Living from the end changes how you respond to challenges and setbacks. When you are fully immersed in the belief that your desire is already yours, obstacles no longer have the same power to derail you. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, you begin to view them as part of the unfolding process, knowing that they are temporary and cannot prevent the ultimate realization of your desire. This mindset allows you to remain calm and focused, even in the face of adversity, because you understand that nothing can stop the fulfillment of your vision when you are living from the end. This approach also transforms your day-to-day actions. When you live from the end, you naturally begin to make decisions and take actions that are in alignment with your desired reality. You no longer act from a place of lack or desperation, but from a sense of abundance and certainty. Your choices reflect the confidence and clarity of someone who knows they have already achieved their goal. This shift in behavior further reinforces your inner belief, creating a positive feedback loop that accelerates the manifestation process. Living from the end requires you to be mindful of the stories you tell yourself and the language you use. Words are powerful, and the way you speak about your desires can either strengthen or weaken your belief in them. When you talk about your goals as though they are distant or uncertain, you reinforce the sense of separation between you and your desired outcome. On the other hand, when you speak as though your desires are already fulfilled, you align your vibration with the reality you wish to create. This doesn't mean pretending or lying to yourself, but rather affirming the truth of your inner conviction that your desired outcome is already in motion. Another important element of living from the end is gratitude. Gratitude is a potent force that amplifies the energy of receiving. When you feel grateful for something, you acknowledge its presence and value in your life, even if it hasn't physically manifested yet. By practicing gratitude for your desired outcome, as though it has already occurred, you reinforce the feeling of having it and open yourself up to receiving more. Gratitude also helps to dissolve feelings of lack or doubt, keeping you focused on the abundance that is already flowing to you. Living from the end is not a passive state, it is an active and engaged way of being. It requires you to consistently choose belief over doubt, certainty over uncertainty, and faith over fear. It calls for a deep commitment to your vision and a willingness to stay aligned with your desired reality, even when the physical world has yet to reflect it. This practice is one of the most powerful ways to manifest your desires because it allows you to collapse the gap between where you are and where you want to be, by embodying the end result in the present moment. Living from the end means embodying the truth that everything you desire is already within you. You don't need to chase after it or search for it outside of yourself. The moment you align with the feeling of having already achieved your goal, you set in motion the forces that will bring it into your experience. The key is to hold that feeling with unwavering faith and to trust that, in the right time and in the right way, your external reality will mirror the inner state you have chosen to live from. Aligning thought and emotion is fundamental to the process of manifesting your desires and shaping your reality. It's not enough to simply think about what you want. Your emotions must resonate with those thoughts for true alignment to occur. When your thoughts and emotions are in harmony, they create a powerful energy that amplifies your intentions, drawing your desires closer to you. This alignment is the key to bridging the gap between your inner world and the outer experience. Thoughts alone, devoid of emotion, lack the power to influence reality. Similarly, emotions without focused thought can lead to scattered or conflicting outcomes. The true power of manifestation lies in uniting these two forces. Thoughts are the blueprint for what you want to create. They define the vision, the details, and the clarity of your desires. However, thoughts on their own can remain abstract, a mere intellectual exercise. Without the accompanying emotional energy, they don't carry the weight needed to bring them into physical form. Emotions are the fuel that activates your thoughts. They provide the vibrational frequency that aligns with the outcome you wish to experience. When you think about a specific desire, it is essential to feel the emotions associated with already having it. The emotion adds intensity and depth, sending a signal that you are ready to receive. For example, if you are visualizing success in your career, your thoughts may outline what that success looks like: achieving a promotion, recognition, or financial abundance. However, to bring this vision closer to reality, you must also align emotionally. You feel the pride, confidence, and excitement that would come with this success as though it has already happened. These emotions elevate your vibration to match the frequency of what you are trying to attract. The more vividly you can feel these emotions, the stronger the signal you send out, and the more magnetic you become to your desired outcome. This alignment is not just about thinking and feeling good when things are easy, or when you're in a positive state of mind. It's about consistently bringing your thoughts and emotions into harmony, even when external circumstances seem to contradict your desires. When challenges arise, the temptation is often to let doubt, frustration, or fear creep in. These emotions, when left unchecked, can disrupt the alignment between thought and emotion, sending mixed signals to the universe. In those moments, it's crucial to return to the feeling of what you want, rather than focusing on what appears to be lacking. By consciously choosing to align your emotions with the outcome you desire, regardless of current circumstances, you maintain the momentum needed for manifestation. Another important aspect of aligning thought and emotion is the role of belief. You must truly believe that what you are thinking and feeling is possible for you. Without belief, the emotional energy you generate can be weak or inconsistent. Belief strengthens the emotional connection to your thoughts, creating a powerful synergy that enhances your ability to manifest. This is why it's important to not only visualize and feel the outcome, but also to cultivate a deep inner knowing that it is achievable. The more you can immerse yourself in the belief that your desire is on its way, the stronger the emotional resonance with that outcome will be. When thoughts and emotions are misaligned, you can feel it. You might think about something you want, but if your emotions are rooted in fear, doubt, or anxiety, that misalignment creates resistance. You may find yourself thinking, "I want this, but I don't believe it's possible." Or, "I desire this, but I feel scared that it won't happen." These internal conflicts weaken your vibrational signal, and the universe responds accordingly by either delaying the manifestation or not bringing it to you at all. To overcome this, you must identify and release any emotional blocks that stand in the way of aligning with your desired outcome. This could involve shifting your focus away from doubts and insecurities, and instead nurturing feelings of confidence, gratitude, and certainty. Aligning thought and emotion also requires presence and mindfulness. It's easy to let your mind wander or to get caught up in habitual negative thinking. To stay aligned, you must actively engage with your thoughts and emotions, noticing when they stray and gently guiding them back to the vision of what you want. This is ongoing practice, one that requires attention and discipline. The more you practice aligning your thoughts and emotions, the more natural it becomes, and the faster you'll see results in your life. Gratitude plays an important role in this process. When you feel gratitude, you automatically raise your emotional vibration. Gratitude is a powerful emotional state that aligns you with abundance and positivity, reinforcing the connection between your thoughts and the outcome you desire. By focusing on what you are already grateful for, you create a stronger emotional alignment with the feelings of fulfillment, success, and joy that you seek to manifest. This alignment then reinforces the belief that your desires are already being fulfilled, creating a feedback loop that accelerates the manifestation process. It's also important to note that aligning thought and emotion doesn't mean forcing yourself to feel positive all the time. The goal is not to deny or suppress negative emotions, but rather to acknowledge them and then choose to refocus on the emotions that serve your desires. Emotional alignment is about making conscious choices about how you want to feel in relation to your thoughts. It's about shifting from fear to faith, from lack to abundance, from doubt to certainty. The alignment of thought and emotion is the cornerstone of effective manifestation. When these two forces are in sync, you create a powerful energetic field that attracts your desires to you with ease. Thoughts provide the direction, while emotions provide the fuel. Together they create a vibrational harmony that signals to the universe that you are ready to receive. By consistently practicing this alignment, you tap into your innate creative power and become a master of manifesting the reality you truly desire. Belief and action are two sides of the same coin. When it comes to manifesting your desires and shaping your life. It is not enough to simply hold a belief in your mind. That belief must be brought to life through action. Action is the natural outflow of a deeply held belief. When you truly believe in something, your actions align with that belief effortlessly. The energy of your belief propels you forward, guiding you to take the steps necessary to bring that belief in tangible reality. It is through action that your belief gains momentum, transforming from a mere idea into something real and lived. Belief without action is like a car without fuel. It may have all the potential to move forward, but it remains stationary until something ignites that potential. When you believe in a certain outcome, your actions become a form of expression, a way of declaring to the universe that you are ready to receive what you desire. Belief sets the intention, but action solidifies it in the physical world. Your actions serve as a bridge between the inner world of belief and the outer world of experience. They are a demonstration of faith, showing that you trust in the process of manifestation and are willing to move toward what you want. Action fueled by belief is powerful because it carries the energy of certainty. When you believe something with conviction, you act from a place of knowing, not hoping. There is a difference between actions taken from desperation or fear and those taken from the certainty of belief. When you act from fear or doubt, your energy is scattered, and the results are often inconsistent or unfulfilling. However, when you act from a deep-rooted belief, your actions become deliberate, purposeful, and aligned with the outcome you seek. This alignment strengthens the magnetic pull of your desires, drawing them to you with greater speed and clarity. Belief also shapes the way you approach challenges and setbacks. When you hold a strong belief in your desired outcome, challenges are seen not as insurmountable obstacles, but as temporary detours on the path to your goal. Your actions reflect this mindset. Instead of giving up at the first sign of difficulty, you persist, knowing that your belief is guiding you toward your destination. The belief becomes a source of resilience, fueling your actions even in the face of adversity. It is through action, guided by belief, that you overcome obstacles and continue to move forward, no matter how many times you may stumble. Another key aspect of belief and action is the importance of inspired action. When you believe in a particular outcome, the actions you take should feel aligned with that belief. They should not be forced or filled with struggle. Inspired action is action that flows naturally from your belief, guided by intuition and a sense of purpose. It feels effortless because it comes from a place of alignment. When you are in tune with your belief, the right opportunities and ideas present themselves, and you feel compelled to act on them without hesitation. These are the moments when action feels easy, almost as if it is being directed by something greater than yourself. It's important to recognize that belief without action can lead to stagnation. You might believe in the possibility of achieving a goal, but if you never take the steps to move toward it, that belief remains unrealized. Action is the mechanism through which belief becomes experience. It is through action that you communicate to the universe that you are serious about your intentions. Even small, seemingly insignificant actions can have a profound impact when they are taken from a place of belief. Each step you take in alignment with your belief strengthens the connection between your inner vision and the external reality you wish to create. At the same time, action without belief can lead to burnout and frustration. If you are taking action without a solid belief in what you are doing, your efforts can feel empty and purposeless. You may find yourself working hard, putting in time and energy, but not seeing the results you desire. This is because belief is the driving force behind action. Without belief, action becomes mechanical, a series of tasks that lack the power to manifest anything meaningful. When belief and action are disconnected, you may find yourself going through the motions but feeling unfulfilled. The relationship between belief and action is one of balance and synergy. They must work together in harmony for manifestation to occur. Belief provides the vision and the inner conviction, while action is the physical expression of that belief in the world. The more you believe in your desired outcome, the more aligned your actions will be with that outcome. Likewise, the more you take actions in alignment with your belief, the stronger your belief becomes. It is a self-reinforcing cycle that accelerates the manifestation process, bringing your desires closer with each step you take. To truly manifest what you want, it's important to cultivate both belief and action. Strengthen your belief by immersing yourself in the feeling of already having what you desire. Visualize it, feel the emotions of it, and trust that it is already on its way. Then take inspired action. Move toward your goal with confidence, knowing that every action you take is bringing you closer to the realization of your belief. Even when the path is not clear, trust that the right actions will reveal themselves as you move forward. Your belief is the compass, and your actions are the steps that carry you along the journey. Belief and action are inseparable in the manifestation process. They are two halves of the same whole, each supporting and enhancing the other. Belief sets the course and action follows through, making your desires a reality. When you align your belief with purposeful, inspired action, you harness the full power of creation, bringing your inner visions to life in the outer world. Persisting in belief is one of the most powerful principles when it comes to manifesting your desires and creating the reality you want to experience. Belief acts as a catalyst for change, transforming thoughts into tangible outcomes. However, the path to manifesting those desires is rarely linear. It is often fraught with challenges, setbacks, and doubts that can easily sway you from your course. To truly harness the power of belief, one must cultivate the ability to persist in that belief, especially in the face of adversity. This persistence does not imply an unyielding rigidity, rather, it encompasses a dynamic commitment to maintaining faith in your vision while being adaptable to the journey that unfolds. When you set an intention or desire, the initial surge of enthusiasm and motivation can be powerful. You can see the possibilities and feel the excitement of what could be. However, as time passes and the desired outcome does not manifest immediately, the initial spark can fade, leaving room for doubt and uncertainty to creep in. It is at this juncture that the practice of persisting in belief becomes crucial. True belief is not simply a fleeting thought or moment of inspiration. It is a steadfast commitment to the vision you hold. It requires you to nurture that belief, feeding it with positive thoughts, affirmations, and actions that align with your desires. To persist in belief means choosing to trust in your vision, even when external circumstances do not align with it. The world around you may present evidence that contradicts your desires, leading to feelings of discouragement or frustration. Yet it is essential to remember that your beliefs shape your reality. When you allow external circumstances to dictate your internal state, you give away your power. Instead, you must consciously choose to return to your beliefs, reinforcing them with conviction. This can be achieved through visualization, where you vividly imagine your desired outcome and feel the associated emotions as if they were already real. By immersing yourself in this practice, you create a strong, energetic signature that attracts what you seek. The process of persisting in belief also involves developing resilience. Challenges and obstacles are an inherent part of any journey. They serve as tests of your commitment to your desires. When faced with difficulties, it is easy to become disheartened and question whether your beliefs are valid. However, each challenge is an opportunity for growth. It is a chance to strengthen your resolve and deepen your understanding of your beliefs. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, reframe them as stepping stones toward your ultimate goal. Ask yourself what you can learn from each experience and how it can bring you closer to the manifestation of your desires. This shift in perspective transforms adversity into a powerful ally, allowing you to maintain your belief despite external challenges. Moreover, the power of community and support cannot be underestimated when it comes to persisting in belief. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share your vision can significantly bolster your resolve. Engage with those who uplift and inspire you, creating an environment that reinforces your beliefs. This shared energy can be incredibly motivating, reminding you of your goals and helping to dissipate doubts. When you feel supported and understood, your belief is fortified, making it easier to persevere through tough times. Conversely, be mindful of the influences you allow into your life. Negative or unsupportive voices can undermine your belief, leading to confusion and hesitation. Choose your circle wisely, ensuring that it fosters an atmosphere of encouragement and positivity. Another crucial aspect of persisting in belief is cultivating self-compassion. The journey toward manifestation can be long and filled with ups and downs. During this time, it is essential to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Recognize that it is natural to experience doubts and setbacks. Allow yourself to feel those emotions without judgment, but do not let them define your journey. Instead, acknowledge them and gently guide your focus back to your beliefs and the vision you are striving to create. Self-compassion enables you to navigate challenges with grace, helping you remain steadfast in your commitment to your desires. Persistence in belief involves actively seeking evidence of progress, no matter how small. Celebrate each step forward, no matter how insignificant it may seem. These small victories serve as powerful reminders that your beliefs are bearing fruit. By acknowledging and appreciating your progress, you reinforce your commitment to your desires. This creates a positive feedback loop where belief fuels action and action, in turn, strengthens belief. The more you persist in this cycle, the more momentum you build toward your goals. It is also essential to revisit and reaffirm your beliefs regularly. As you grow and evolve, your desires may change, and so too may your beliefs. Take the time to reflect on what you truly want and ensure that your beliefs align with those desires. This practice of reflection keeps your beliefs fresh and relevant, preventing stagnation. It also allows you to adapt your approach if necessary, ensuring that you remain engaged and invested in your journey. In moments of doubt, reconnecting with your why, the underlying reason behind your desires, can reignite your belief. Understanding the deeper motivations for your aspirations can provide clarity and strength, helping you push through moments of uncertainty. Your why serves as a guiding star, reminding you of the purpose behind your persistence and the importance of maintaining faith in your journey. Persisting in belief is a transformative practice that empowers you to create the reality you desire. It requires commitment, resilience, and a willingness to adapt while holding firm to your vision. By nurturing your belief, surrounding yourself with supportive energies, and practicing self-compassion, you create an unshakable foundation that can withstand the challenges life presents. As you persist in your belief, you open the door to endless possibilities, aligning your inner world with the external reality you wish to manifest. The journey may not always be easy, but with persistence, you hold the power to shape your destiny and bring your dreams into fruition. As we conclude our exploration of the art of believing, it is vital to recognize that belief is not merely a passive state of mind, it is an active force that shapes our reality. Each aspect we've discussed: the persistence in belief, the interplay of thought and action, the nurturing of our imagination, reveals the profound influence we have over our lives. By consciously choosing to cultivate and maintain our beliefs, we unlock the potential to transform our dreams into tangible experiences. Belief is the seed from which our realities grow, and it requires our unwavering commitment to flourish. In the face of doubt and adversity, it is essential to remember that our beliefs serve as the foundation for our actions, guiding us along our journey. By aligning our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our beliefs, we create a powerful magnetic force that draws our desires closer to us. Moreover, we have seen that the act of believing is not a solitary endeavor. It thrives in an environment of support, resilience, and self-compassion. By surrounding ourselves with those who uplift us and nurturing our inner dialogue, we can strengthen our beliefs and persist in our quest to manifest our desires. The journey may present challenges, but each obstacle is an opportunity to deepen our commitment and refine our understanding of what we truly wish to create. Ultimately, the art of believing is a dynamic and evolving practice, one that requires us to remain open to growth and change. As we continue to cultivate our beliefs, we set into motion the incredible power of manifestation. Remember that you are the architect of your reality, and every thought, feeling, and action is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. By believing deeply in your vision and taking inspired action toward it, you have the ability to create a life filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Embrace the art of believing and watch as your dreams unfold into the magnificent reality you envision.